There's a lot of mystery about that time in Vegas.
Yeah, it kind of came and went, like a lot of things. Anyway, like always, we don't know how to start a podcast, but I guess today's topic will be like not so current event episode, because for those that follow the podcast, we record once a month, or at least put out an episode once a month. We're against the grain. We're not like every week or every month, once a month kind of thing. That works.
And we're also ever changing, ever updating.
Mm-hmm. And we have a life outside of YouTube. YouTube is not our life.
Yeah.
I hope it never is our life.
No.
I hope.
Unless we're making some big bucks.
Mean, if it's like, hey, 10 mil a year, like, I'll quit my job.
YouTube is a grind, but it pays off.
Mm-hmm. But a lot of weird things have happened since current, like when it comes to current events. We're not gonna hit every single thing, or else it'll be like an hour episode. We're kind of looking for a short one today. But one fascinating thing, because we're both in relationships. You have a kid. I have a kid coming.
Yes.
Soon.
Congratulations again.
And I'm actually thinking of making a shirt that says "Girl Dad," or we can make a shirt that says just "Two Dads." I'm gonna steal from Dudesy, like two dads shitting around. I don't know if I could say that yet, because are we even a minute in yet? Well, I guess we are. Or two dudes or two dads talking, something like that. We'll riff off of that. But speaking of relationships, have you heard of Jonah Hill's? Jonah, and also he has a kid now, Jonah Hill.
Yeah. We're on the similar track, me and Jonah Hill. And you too. Because, you obviously, you're a black belt jiu-jitsu, but he
does jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he started rolling, right? And I don't know where he trains. I think New York City. But he probably travels around. Yeah, he probably travels around, though. But, he was like, he had reached blue belt, I think, like me, and then we both had kids. I kind of feel where he's at,
Also has a rockin' beard. I don't know him personally, but based off these text messages towards his then girlfriend, now current ex-girlfriend.
He's in some hot water.
Yeah, I mean, he's not gonna get fired. He's not gonna lose opportunities, but like I don't know. He's troubled. But I'll just read his texts, and also, I'm sorry, I need to the ex-girlfriend. Her name is Sarah Brady. She is I think professional surfer.
She was she's a professional surfer.
It's her job. Her job is to be in water to surf, and when you're in water surfing, usually you wear clothing according to that environment.
Yes.
Of course. So, which means also sometimes,
which we very much appreciate.
Yeah. So bikini or whatever, you wear swimwear. But he says, respect however you want to live your life. You only get one. Sort of done with explaining myself, he says. Sarah says, 3 removed, not the video yet. It is my best surfing video. Would you feel better if the cover frame was different? Any more specific ones that bother you? Pretty much he's just saying they're a couple at this point, and he's saying that he kind of wants things to be taken down. And he says, yes, one that isn't of your ass in a thong. And she says, not a thong, but okay. Like, before you fiance, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Before you proposed to your fiance, you knew what she did. You knew her job. It wasn't like, what? You surf? It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. It's not like all of a sudden, like, he realized that, oh, this person I'm with is a surfer. I'm pretty certain he probably knew at some point during the relationship that she surfs and this is her job and this is what she does. And I might even go on and live that he knew her through Instagram and through those videos and pictures. It's just kind of bizarre. Like, it's okay when I'm not with you, but I'm with you, it's not okay, kind of thing.
Yeah. When I read this, what came to mind was that I thought, like, maybe he just thought she likes me so much and I'm, like such a big star that she will change for me. But, like, that's kind of not, like, what he was trying to do. Like, yeah. I guess on purpose, but in his subconscious, like, that's kind of, like, what he was trying to do. Like, Yeah,
it's a bizarre thing. It's like... I'm trying to find my right words.
Is he the most liberal, secret conservative guy that, like, is out there, though?
He could be that. He could be the he could be very conservative, but, like, his comedy or his movies are very the opposite. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's like Tom Cruise, who's very different. I'm assuming in his personal life than his like private life versus like movie persona.
Yeah.
But maybe he's one of those guys where he's super funny or super one way in front of the camera, which is, of course, why wouldn't he? And then in private, he's like Steven Crowder.
Yeah.
It was another guy who honestly I wasn't even thinking of talking about him. But, I mean, he's a piece of shit. Anyway, moving on. So, I'll say he is. I'm sorry, but how are you going to act so... I mean, look it up for those listening or watching. But how do you behave like that when your wife is, like, pregnant with twins and she wants to take the car to go shopping, grocery shopping? He's like, no. He
was acting like when you see, like, what's that show? Teen Mom on MTV?
Yeah.
And you see, like, the dipshit boyfriend that, like, that hasn't grown up yet and he has a kid on the way. And he's like, no, I got to take my friends to the dirt bike thing. And, like, he wouldn't let her use the car because he had to go to the gym.
But I got to hang out with my bros.
And she's got to go do fucking chores for the house. Like,
well, yeah.
Grocery shop. Well, she shouldn't be doing grocery shopping because she's pregnant.
Yeah.
He should be going to get the shit,
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I mean, my wife comes with me sometimes to go to grocery shopping, but anytime I'm out and about, I always text her, hey, I'm going to the gym or I'm going to this place. Let me know if you need me to get anything. But anyway, moving on to continue with Jonah Hill. And mind you, to give you context, these text messages were back in 2021, late December, 2021. So he says, plain and simple, and he has a laundry list. Plain and simple, if you need, surfing with, like don't do these things. Surfing with men. How? She's a surfer. Anyway, surfing with men. Boundary-less, inappropriate friendships with men. To model. To post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit. Mind you, this is like what he's asking her not to do these things. To post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit. To post sexual pictures. Friendships with women who are in unstable places and from your wild recent past beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful. I am not a partner for you. Like, if you can't do this, I'm not a partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it. And there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for a romantic partnership. He's using the word boundaries completely incorrectly. He's using therapy talk as a weapon. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean... There's some people who see this and they'll say, well, he's just, he's telling her that that's what he wants. And, he still supports her if she wants to be in, like, orgies and stuff like that, Because, I mean, what else wouldn't be respectful,
I mean, it just seems...
And the surfing with men, it's like, what does he think? They're going to, like... fall off the surfboards and she's gonna land in his boner in the water.
I don't know, like oopsies, I wiped out on your vagina or whatever. Like, what is he talking about? I mean, I've never surfed before. I mean, I've sat on a board and it kind of just like waited and wobbled, but like unless you're literally on the board with another person, it's not that intimate. You're not like grinding up on somebody unless you have those really long boards where you can kind of like stand together, but like I doubt she's doing that.
Yeah, the ones where they like lay flat on them and like
you can like walk up and down it, but we're gonna have like, I don't know. I had a visual. This is gonna be profane of like literally a threesome on those longboards and like Eiffel Towering or something on a longboard, but don't Google what an Eiffel Tower is.
That's what he thinks.
Yeah. But it's just, I don't know what he's thinking. I'm like, again, one, if usually because of the internet, you can kind of like, you don't have to be famous either. You can kind of be a bit of a creeper or stalker. I'm not saying do this, but you could if you want to. Like if you're gonna go on a date with somebody, and you find them on Tinder or wherever you found them on the internet, you can just look them up and be like, oh, they have 2,000 followers on Instagram, or they have 1 million followers on Instagram. Like people are very much available. People are very open, like in public with like their personal life, or there's very few people that don't have some degree, some like social media presence. So if you meet somebody, I don't know, look them up and see if it's a good fit.
Yeah,
and if you see like,
don't catfish him. Do what they do on the Catfish show.
You just look them up
about them.
Yeah, and then like if you see this person is like posting pictures that you just don't like, then don't bother. Why get into a relationship with them and then make them change and call it a boundary? That's the weird part.
It's tough.
Is your audio good?
Yeah, it is. It's just what happened was I was like scratching my head or something. I just like spazzed out and smacked the microphone like halfway across.
But he ends it with, my boundaries with you are based on the ways that these actions have hurt our trust, whatever that means. He's just kind of putting a lot of words together like that don't. And mind
Can
you,
I see that picture of her? Okay.
And mind you, she's pretty, right? Yeah. She's pretty, but, and I'm not like assessing how attractive she is, but she's a very pretty, average looking white girl, in my opinion. Average, not I'm not saying average like bad. I'm like, but she's not like, I hate like ranking people on attractiveness.
They would definitely put helicopters in the sky to look for her if she was missing. I'll tell you that.
Or that, yeah, I can see it. Yeah, for sure, for 100%. But it's just kind of like, yeah, she's just an attractive girl, but no one's breaking their neck. Like, oh, who's that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
she's, all I know that she's definitely lowering her standards being with him. I'll just say that. He's not an ugly guy, but let's be honest. If you saw Jonah Hill walking down the street, you wouldn't think anything special. You wouldn't think Brad like Brad Pitt, like, oh, Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
like,
you would
gorgeous.
understand. Yeah, Brad Pitt, like, yeah.
Listen, for 10 million, I might do something with Brad Pitt. Okay.
For 10 million.
Jonah Hill, I'm not doing nothing with Jonah Hill for no amount of money.
No, not even the
Powerball. I'll be gay for Brad Pitt, okay, for a night, okay.
YOLO, right?
Whatever.
YOLO.
I don't care. I'm perfectly comfortable with my sexuality. That's on the internet now. Whatever. Forever, or for as long as this video is posted up. But it goes on, and I don't want to like belabor this, and I feel like I'm sounding like an asshole. But it's just one of those things where like this guy has he has a documentary of him with his therapist. Two, I didn't see it, but I heard it's pretty good. Two, he's changed his life, his like lifestyle. He's a lot leaner, doing jujitsu. Grew a beard. That doesn't really matter, but like he's sort of
can relate.
Yeah, he kind of just started changing his lifestyle, and maybe he wanted this person to change their lifestyle too. And I'm trying to see his point of view, and like I just feel like he's like using therapy talk as a weapon, and
yeah.
And sometimes like this is a really weird analogy. Sometimes life is like a train, like you're like, and you just at certain points in this that you're traveling through, some people get off and some people jump on, and you kind of let them go. But but to requests that they change because it's a boundary of yours, it's weird. Yeah,
it's true. And you know what? It's fun to think back on your life and the different train stops that you have made that you didn't take and that you took. You know.
Oh yeah.
It's fun. It's definitely fun. But she definitely didn't board that train.
Yeah, she's like, I'm out. This is something. And actually, she was very.
So you're totally on like against his side, that like he was acting like.
I empathize. I can kind of see where he's coming from, but no, like I'm not a fan of like my wife will never do this, but hypothetically, just say my wife wants to convert into Scientology, and she's like, I want you to be a Scientologist too. I'm gonna be like, peace, I love you, but that's not something. I'm saying Scientology because I know she's never gonna become a Scientologist. But it would be a hard decision. I'd be like, no, I love you, but like this is not a thing I'm into like at all. And please don't convert our daughter into that either.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, and it is, I'll admit, it is painful when you, and I admit, like my previous relationship I've had, you know, there were just certain things I realized, like, yeah, these behaviors that aren't toxic, but it's just things that, like, hey, to do the next step in my life, I kind of needed certain things, and she just didn't have it, and I didn't expect her to change. It's like, you're just not the person to be with to do this. But to say, hey, I want to do these things,
mm-hmm.
and I want you to change accordingly. It's like, that's just kind of selfish, you know. But it was painful. It is very much painful to break up with someone that you love dearly. But I don't know. I hate to say it is what it is, but she was very Sarah was very respectful, because she's like, well, she knew that that Jonah Hill's girlfriend and or wife, I don't know which one is correct, was pregnant, so she didn't say anything for a while because, you know, it's not the best attention. So she kind of mentioned it after, which is nice, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's a lot, and we're already hitting like 30 minutes already, but it's a lot to unpack. Any thoughts when it comes to that before we move on to something else?
I just feel like, I don't know. It just threw me for a loop that he would be the one guy like to get called out on something like this, especially like I said, you know, his type of comedy. Like, he probably has said everything under the sun on a film, you know, like.
I mean, I would expect Leonardo DiCaprio to say something like that. Maybe he does.
Yeah, like someone really classy, like George Clooney. It comes out like he's like really like doesn't want you to show yourself. You know, like, I don't know, something like that, because he's dating Catherine Zeta-Jones or something. You know,
I mean,
like
if George Clooney came out, like if people realize, oh, he's like a crooner or something like that, you know, those guys that constantly snapped their fingers from way back when. Da 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 da, like kind of like that. I think I'm getting the definition incorrect, but whatever. But he seems like kind of, if you put him in the 1930s, would fit right in.
Yeah.
Or jazzy. But anyway, yeah, it just seems kind of like, dude, I don't know. It's kind of weird to conclude this, but whatever. Now, speaking of men, I'm trying to find a good segue, and being speechless, which I am right now.
Well, one thing I did notice is you're very dark, because we are in the middle of summer.
I'm darker. I am,
and I am as well.
I am a burnt sausage. Well, I can actually get darker than this. I can get pretty dark where like my tattoos are barely visible. But yeah, I've been out and about, and
You've gotten some sun. It's
been 105 and sometimes in New Jersey, but it's been a bit of a heat wave.
That's good. You've been outside a lot. Lucky.
I don't know if I've been outside. I've been in my car driving a lot, and this arm is way darker than this arm. So,
and speaking of, I just got a tattoo also. My first.
Oh, you
tattoo.
did? Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you mentioned it to me, and you asked me if it was if it hurt, and I'm like, well,
yeah,
like real estate's like location. It's like where did you get it again?
I'll throw a picture up on the left leg, like on the outside of the leg, calf area.
Facing out.
Like facing out, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's on the side of the leg.
And was it again?
It's like a spaceman, but like just like the helmet type, like an astronaut, but the space is on the inside of the helmet.
He would get something like that. Yeah, that actually makes sense.
Yeah, and then I thought of it later, and I'm like, because I'll do something, and then I'll like put the meaning to it after, you know, like instead of make it more like I didn't get it for that reason, but now I could say I got it. Astronaut was the first thing I ever wanted to be. So and I'm like, so kind of worked out. Like this is the first thing I ever wanted to be, something, you know, like.
Yeah, my tattoos are mostly math symbols, and people are like, "But what does it mean?" I'm like, "Oh, it's a math symbol, and that's what the math symbol means." Like, but what does it mean to you? I'm like, "It doesn't mean anything to me. It's a math symbol. I like the math symbol." It's weird. I had a phase in my life where I really liked math symbols. I still do, but yeah, I can't really segue.
You still take them out for a spin every once in a while, the math symbols.
Yeah.
I learned how to do this.
I'm definitely going to get more after the baby's born.
Nice.
I'm going to get, I don't want to say her name, but we're naming her after a Greek mythological character. And that Greek mythological character has a symbol. And I plan to have that symbol somewhere. I guess my arm, I guess.
Nice.
I don't know. Cool. But I know you've said your kid's name, but I don't know.
Yeah, Callie Ray.
Like I don't really plan on posting any pictures.
Oh, my baby's on social media every day.
This is the thing, and this is not a current event anyway, but like I just feel like I saw a video of this woman saying, men really like when your face is clean and your nails are nice and your hair is done up and yada yada. Like she kind of went on, and then a woman kind of interrupted, like kind of cut the video off and said, "Listen, men would have sex with anything. This is why they don't really hire men in mortuaries, because some men will literally fuck a corpse."
Now that is, I mean, unfortunately,
it's
true.
a thing. I wouldn't, but there are laws about not having sex with animals for a reason, because men have done it. So, what's my point? I'm going full circle. There are some interesting. I'm gonna say the word interesting. There's some interesting people out there that they have kinks. So I'm like, you know what? I put my Instagram in private already, and I'm gonna be even more private on what I post, because I don't feel comfortable with like a picture of me or a picture of my wife or my kid out there and some person feeling some sort of way. That's the best. That's the most PG I can explain that. Because
you can't be out there surfing in a thong.
Yeah. I would surf in a thong for some money. I'll do anything for money.
For OnlyFans,
100%.
Surfer thong, OnlyFans.
Listen, I've told this to my wife. Listen, can I say this? Yeah, sure, whatever. Like, if someone requested, like, can you take pictures of your feet and I'll give you money for it, I'll do it.
Well, yeah, that's like a dream scenario.
Yeah, it's like, oh, my feet, sure. I'll send you pictures of my feet for
but then that quickly goes to like dirty socks, then farts in a jar,
dirty underwear,
and then from farts in a jar, it's a slippery slope.
Use socks and kind of have your toothbrush.
Yeah, things beyond. But
yeah, this is the last thing. I don't know. This is not current events at all. But the last current event thing I want to mention, not the last thing, this is the second thing, but I think this is the last one we'll do. But Mitch McConnell is, I don't really care for the guy. I think he's done more harm than good, but I don't know if you saw the video, but he had a press conference or press junket or whatever. And literally not mid-sentence, like mid-word, like halfway through a word, he just stopped talking and stared into infinity. You see that video?
Yeah, I have.
And it stood there for like, am I exaggerating? Like 30 seconds.
Yeah, as TikTokers would say, he glitch in the matrix.
Yeah, and
that's the new thing.
I mean, I'm certain that some conspiracy theorists like, look, lizard people, they're real, or something like that, or AI generated somewhat.
Or he got cloned.
But people are like, Mitch, are you okay? He's like, oh, and they kind of walked him off. The most bizarre thing was some person interviewed him afterwards, like, hey, how you feel? He's like, I can't do a Mitch McConnell accent, but whatever. He's like, how do you feel? He's like, oh, the president wanted to know how I've been feeling, and I feel like they sandbagged me. The little sandbags. Like, he kept saying the word sandbag, which is weird. And then they're like, so how are you feeling? He's like, oh, I'm okay. I gotta get off those sandbags. Like, it was just the most bizarre thing. You can find it online. It's the most bizarre thing. It's just really weird.
They got Mitch McConnell.
You gotta get off those.
Yeah, I mean,
is that like a new type of edible? Like, I gotta get off those.
I don't wish any bad on anyone, of course, but
I don't wish bad on him.
But the people that are like him and his age, they gotta go.
Geriatrics.
They gotta go out of the Senate, the House, all of those branches.
So, I'm happy you mentioned that because the age of the Senate, the average age of the Senate is 64. Man, that's 1 year away from retirement.
I thought you were gonna blow my mind. You're like, that's gonna be us in 12 years. I'm like, what? Where did the time go?
That's that. Like, imagine that. Like, and the Senate is 64, and the House of Representatives is 57, which is still up there, but not.
I still got a lot of time. I can still.
It's only 64 because there are two people in their 30s from Georgia and Ohio. But I don't know if you can see this. Grassley, 89. Feinstein, 89. Big Bernie, 81. McConnell, 80. Benjamin Cardin, 79, 78. Like, if you're scrolling, look at that. I don't know if you see that, but like, there are a hefty amount of people past their, in quote, like their official retirement age. Like I would say that a shit ton. I think this is the most I've cursed in the episode.
They all gotta go.
And dude, I'm sorry, if you're hitting 70, go home.
Yeah.
Go enjoy your grandkids or something like that. But like,
they can't let go of the power,
But it's a lot. And I think it's only because, I mean, I think the average is 64 because there's like, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people in the House of Reps that are below 50.
That's rough, but that means like I still got a lot of time. I still got 15 years to be 50, and I'd still be like a young buck on the Senate trail.
Yeah, I'll be 15, 12 years.
I could just like right now. I've been live right for like 5 more years.
Yeah.
Outlast my reputation. And then hit the trail hard.
And what was it? The House of Reps is same thing, like 86, 85, 85. Like a lot of people above 60s, like a lot. I'm just scrolling away. Democrat, Republican, vegetarian, vegan, I don't care. But if you're 70, just enjoy doing your thing, but don't do politics.
Yeah.
Yes, call me an ageist. I don't care.
If there was no color TV, you gotta go. If there's, you gotta go. No color TV, you gotta go.
And but I had a discussion about like how people, with my mom, that how people didn't know how to drive, and I had this thought that I feel like every 15 years, which seems reasonable, every 15 years you should have a driver's test online. Not if just go online about an hour. Here's 100 questions, get 70% correct on just basic laws, federal laws and state laws concerning driving, because too many people just don't know how to drive or don't understand laws when it comes to driving. I mentioned this, and we're obviously in the U.S., but in Japan has seen a percentage or a large percentage of fatalities caused by senior drivers. It went from 2% to 17% in 2022.
Surprise.
Yeah. This is not an Asian joke. This is this is an old person joke.
Old person, yeah.
Asians can drive really well, but it's just, because Japan has like a really, really large gap between like geriatrics. I should stop saying that. 60 and above. Is saying geriatric a derogatory term?
I don't know. Yeah, I was thinking.
I hope it's not. I'm sorry if it is.
Like
I don't mean to
the
say
R word for age. You know.
The R word for age. I guess, but it's a person towards the end of their life. I guess geriatric age. But I do feel like maybe I'm being I think I am being ageist, but like there are just certain things I've done or I did when in my teens or even in my 20s. I'm like, you know what? I'm past that. I should just move on from X, Y, and Z. You know, I should just continue. Like I should just, I guess you can say, grow up. And I do feel like when you hit that age, instead of saying, I can still do it, I can still work, it's like, but should you? Maybe you should just move on and let the younger people take your position and then enjoy the next stages of your life. That, honestly, you should be taking advantage of because very few people get to 80 or 90. Why are you spending it in Washington, D.C.?
Absolutely.
You know, I think...
not in this small town.
Yeah.
Or what is it?
Oh, Jesus, that song.
Try that in this small town.
In this small town. I don't know.
Try putting term limits in this small town. By the way,
yeah.
I watched Oppenheimer.
Oh.
Really, really good. Have you watched it?
No, I want to, but my wife likes watching movies with me, but I can't watch them because she's like, I'm pregnant and I'm terrified of like loud noises.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, I want to see it by myself, but she's going to feel some sort of way about it.
Gotcha.
I won't see a theater in maybe a whole year or two, to be honest. And I don't want to be that guy, that person that brings a 2-year-old to a theater and be like, why is that baby crying?
Yeah.
So I feel like I won't see a theater for like 3 years.
Yeah. You'd have to time it perfect where like you feed them in the car and carry them in and then they'd nap.
Give them some melatonin.
While you watch the movie, but they'd wake up.
Give them some Benadryl, like...
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Can you even give a kid?
If you watch a Chris Nolan movie, the dialogue would be so low, they probably would stay asleep. It's notoriously low where you can't even hear the
Oppenheimer,
dialogue.
does it have loud bangs?
I mean, it does. And, you know, especially if you see it in IMAX, you know, it's going to be, like,
lots
really
of
loud.
Booms and...
But, I mean...
Booms and pows.
Most of the time, it's in, like... The scenes are in, like, back rooms of parties and, like...
Yeah, well done.
Investigating, like, you know, what do you call it? Interrogations and courtrooms. So it's kind of, you know, it's not really loud, but...
Robert Downey
really
Jr.
good.
is in it.
Yeah, he was good.
I hear he's really... I mean, I haven't seen it, but I heard he's really good in it.
One of my favorites, what's his name? Gary Oldman, right?
He's in it?
Yeah. A surprise. You know, he was like a surprise. He was saying he was retiring from acting, you know, but then he pulls this one.
Speaking of
that... I think he's Truman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Speaking of actors, Kevin Spacey, innocent, all counts of his alleged sex abuse, harassment.
Really?
All 9 counts. completely innocent.
I wonder how much you paid for each one. Like, you know,
I did think about that too. The first, like, how much did you pay off those jurors? But good for him. I mean,
the damage is done though, big time.
For those individuals?
No, well, I mean, definitely for him, and then for everyone.
Oh yeah, involved. I don't think he's his that whole Tiger King quote. My career is not gonna, or my I'm never gonna recover from this kind of thing. I mean, but you know who did kind of sort of recover? Johnny Depp.
He did, but now they found him passed out in a hotel room, unresponsive. So
I mean, everyone's passed out once in a while. I've never been passed out.
I've seen some concerning pictures though recently about him.
I mean, he's obviously troubled, obviously.
Yeah,
but
now more than ever.
Not saying he's not troubled. Like, he's obviously has like substance issues. That's nothing new.
Yeah.
But the whole Amber Turd thing, it was, yeah. Broken, hurt people kind of thing, or broken people, and also broken people are attracted to other broken people. So, and then they just break each other.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Anyway.
He was. I thought they were doing that new Pirates of the. How do you say it?
I mean,
how do you say the last word?
People say Caribbean, so you say Caribbean.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, what do you say? When I say that movie, I say Pirates of the Caribbean.
I say Caribbean because when they advertise it, they say Caribbean, so I just say Caribbean. Okay. Yep. So, but I grew up saying Caribbean.
Me too.
I'm from there, so. I mean, is Puerto Rico? I'm like an idiot.
You know what's funny?
Pretty sure in Puerto Rico is the
Puerto
Caribbean.
Rico's sandwiched between Dominican Republic, Haiti, and Cuba. Right?
I mean, Haiti and Dominican Republic are literally the same island, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They're the same island, but it's on one side, and then it's Cuba on the other side, or Cuba's on this side, closer to Florida. Yeah, and then Dominican. It just boggles my mind because
they're so
in
close.
Puerto Rico, there's a lot of like light-skinned people.
Oh yeah, I have cousins that are very fair skinned.
Cuba and Haiti and Dominican Republic are a lot darker. Yeah, so I'm like, it's like an Oreo, like a Caribbean Oreo.
Caribbean Oreo. Yeah. I mean, there's some dark Puerto Ricans. But we're not known for being like asphalt black, you know. But you
asphalt black.
It's true.
I got you. I know what you mean.
I mean, my dad's side of the family, you know, a lot of them are just black, just African black, and from Africa. I believe my dad's grandmother was straight from Africa. I'm pretty certain of it. But yeah, like, so, but it's weird to explain to people. They're like, so you're Puerto Rican, but you're dark or brown. I'm like, yeah, like, how does that work? I'm like, well, you gotta break down the whole Puerto Rican like history and how that worked out.
The birds and the bees. Well, one bee from Africa.
Yeah, so pretty much there's triangle slave trade and all that, you know. But yeah, I mean, we completely. I don't know where we're at.
Speaking of,
I don't know where we're at when it comes to our. I think we're done with the events.
Speaking
of
one of them trades for the next episode, you got something about that, right?
I think
the photo. Remember with the husband and wife?
Oh yeah.
So that's a little teaser.
Yeah,
we got the next episode coming. And by the way, this is episode number 40. So congratulations to us. Thank you guys for being along for the ride. Yeah,
like asthma clap.
That's your antenna.
But I'm not quite sure. But yeah, last thing and last thing. I did start a YouTube page on archery because I'm really getting into archery, competing in archery stuff. So it's called AR-Cherry. So it's at AR-Cherry. So it's supposed to be a play on archery. And
okay.
you just add another R in there, or if you remove the R in cherry, it's archery. But I got it, and the logo is literally AR and a cherry.
Nice.
And the problem with that is that when you look it up, you'll find the page, but I found out that there is a person that does ASMR, and her name is something Cherry, and she's very, very popular. So I'm terrified of people like looking up my archery page, and all they see is ASMR videos. So look it up. But yeah, it's just something I want to start sharing and getting into, and I want to have it separate from like my personal page, my art page.
We should do set up some gear and do a ASMR of you silently shooting bows. And
that could be a thing.
Mic up the target and mic up like some lapel mics for your body, or you're like, you know.
Actually, that could make sense.
Yeah, that would be very therapeutic.
The thing is that bows are not silent; they are like loud.
Yeah, you could do the levels.
You can. They can get pretty loud. Well, the target bows are pretty loud. My hunting bow is not loud at all, because it's for hunting. Anyway, that's episode 40 of Words Are Tough. We don't have our outros, so I don't know. I guess we're just fading away into some sort of song.
Yeah, we're doing the AR thing. I mean, I'm the AR. The AI.
AI.
We're just gonna link to your channel and just put your last video as the last outro.
Do that.
Is the AI stuff. So yeah, we have like a bunch of music that we made. Well, not me, me and David. Yeah, but yeah, like me and like other people. And we're just putting like AI images to it and some video and using it as the outro. And it's like, you know, a lot of like calm piano music and different stuff, you know, that's coming out. So
peace.
Later.